All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. Jack's back this week.
Yes, off the boat.
So let's thank our marketing partners, because I did the marketing partners last week. I didn't do any news. Everybody's like driver of the week. I'm like, shit, I don't know.
We didn't do a driver of the week last week. Neither one of us thought about it. I didn't think about it.
I didn't think nothing about it until people were asking about it. Let's thank our marketing partners. Got to thank GRIER and Associates with Mean Dean Automotive for coming on this year.
You see what he put at the bottom of that too, right?
Yeah, we laughed about that last week.
Yeah, I know.
Moyac. Got to thank Sammy GAITA, GAITA Graphics, screen printing, digital printing, and simulation.
Sublimation.
Whatever the hell. What the hell does that mean?
That's like that thing we had, the banner with the holes through it. Stuff like
okay. Yeah, one of them. Southampton Motor Speedway. Got to thank Pepsi and Mountain Dew. I'm glad they don't give us a ton of free drinks because I'd be fatter than what I am. Because I do like some Mountain Dew. I think WALTRIP Pressure Wash Solutions for coming on board this year. You see Hunter doing all kinds of pressure washing. Turn 2 Synthetics, the AMSOIL dealer. Let's see. We got to think Gen X Racing. Maybe I'm going to run. Let's see. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. I think Langley Speedway really for making this our home. I hope we don't. Bill's gonna have to come down here himself and kick us out.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
If Chuck comes down here, I ain't gonna believe him. I'm like, no, you're gonna have to get Bill. Bonduran't Brothers Distillery. Mayhem Management for always helping us with our graphics and stuff. We greatly appreciate that, Aaron. MPM Marketing, Black Acid Racing Apparel. I think Black Acid, man, they stepped up with our sponsorship program for next year for 2 free fully custom race suits for whatever your sponsors want. This is customized for you. This is not customized to us. The only thing we ask is that Miles be the biggest sponsor on the suit. Other than that, and have Langley Speedway and our logo and stuff on it.
Yep.
The rest of it, that's on you, man. You can put whatever, and that's all included. All the graphics, it's all one fee. Have at it as much as you want, whatever you want to do. Gen X Motorsports for race driver development and race rental program for stepping up this year and sponsoring shows presented by Gen X Motorsports. Slinger Speed, if you want a local t-shirts or I don't know what all Tim does do. We can't ever lock Tim down to come and on the show. VA 811, longtime supporter. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. Papa John's for dinner. I asked Jack on the way here, was it hot and ready? Like my stuff hot and ready?
It was ready, but I don't know if it's hot.
Yeah, well, me and Rachel give each other a hard time about that. I'm like, I want my food hot and ready when I get home.
Uh-oh.
So that's why I was messing with you. GAC, Great American Company, Garamo, Amaya. Appreciate the long-standing relationship that we've had. With that, what's up, Jody? Marty, what's up, buddy? Hey, buddy. Hey, Aaron. Trouble is back.
I don't know if she's talking about me being in trouble or you being in trouble. She didn't specify. So.
Well, you're back, so.
Well, whatever.
GRIER went to a fight and saw a race at Martinsville. I know who was in the fight. What's up, Robbie?
I'm gonna tell you something. Them guys they were going at it.
For
I saw a couple guys get a couple good punches in there.
Yeah. The 442 car. I don't know how bad his car was. What's up, Brandon Edwards?
He was all up. The guy knocked him all over that car. He was everywhere.
You're high trouble.
I don't know what that. All right, let's do some news real quick.
Oh, Connor's crew and Tate's crew. I don't know what's the deal. Who knows the truth on this Connor ordeal? They said he had him scored 3 laps down, and he wasn't 3 laps down, or what?
He said he never got lapped.
So I mean,
how do you?
I'd like to know what the end. Well, I mean, I know it. I guess I know what. She said both of us. The end result is, but that he was whatever laps down, or whatever the deal is. But I got to give Connor props. He handled it respectfully, said what he had to say, which is some strong words, but it wasn't
totally derogatory.
Yes.
I mean, he did it.
I got to give
politically
him props.
correct.
Yes, I got to give him props for that. 10 against 2. It's not a fight. No, you're right about that, Brandon. If that was the case, then that's a little rough. Aaron says she never saw him get lapped. I kind of feel bad. I mean, he handled it way better than I would have. Especially as a big race as that is. And I don't know what the money difference between where he finished and like what 15th or 10th would have paid.
He was way back behind 15th.
Right. I think he said he could have drove through if he'd have started last on the field. He could have at least drove up to 15th. Man, that's a.
I tell you what was funny about his little speech that he put on Facebook, though.
What's up, Bill?
When he was talking about Lynn Carroll, maybe it's time we.
That's what I mean. He said it respectfully, like you said, politically correct. I think he handled that way better than old Connor would have done it. Way better than I probably ever would have handled it. So I got to give him props for that. You know, of course, he's a national champion, first one of Langley Speedway. Chuck straightened me out. I was like, I thought, Phil, that was a regional title.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Connor is the only person from Langley Speedway to win a national title. I'm assuming this is the whole United States. It's a tremendous thing to win. Yeah. So shout out to Connor, which it was announced a little bit before the show last week, which we did. Congratulate Connor on that because that is a big
I've been trying to
deal.
Get with Connor. Connor's got a lot going on, and I've been trying to get him. So I want to get the champion in here with us.
Yeah, tell him we'll have Lynn Carroll on. Maybe he'll show up.
No, I ain't gonna tell him that.
Maybe we'll do like we did the other two. We'll have the last Martinsville race.
No,
we'll have Connor and Lynn Carroll.
All right, let's go to the news before this gets deep. The Cup win this week, the Cup race this week at Texas. Willie Byron got the win.
What's up, Donald Brown?
Bubba Wallace had a great race, but didn't have it at the end.
And I will say he handled it pretty well too. Like, you know, he's been a little mouthy recently, but he's been running well, or I'd say immediately recently. He's been running a little better. And he said he just choked on the restart. I just don't know that he had the car to I mean, Willie B has been all season, and even last year, he's been hot.
But I am not sure. Kyle Larson had not wrecked, if Willie Byron won that race.
Oh, you think because Kyle was fast?
Kyle Larson's car was fast. I think he just let it get out from under him, and that opened the door for William Byron to come in there and do it.
Yeah, so, damn. With the wreck with Kyle, I'm glad what you call it didn't just let off and let him go. He raced him, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what we want to see. They both drove it in there. He had said in this interview, we both drove it down in there deep. And I was like, all right, I'm going to drive it as deep as you did or do. And he did. And Kyle lost it.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace. So, and he handled that well to be disappointed to what did he in a third?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
In the Xfinity race, John Hunter Nemechek got the win there. And then the Martinsville
What's up,
late model race.
Thanks for the barbecue last week.
he told me he was going to do that, right? I don't know if he told you,
I
but
seen it.
and I told him, I said, I'm about to get off this boat. Anyway, at Martinsville, Trevor Ward got the win there. That was a heck of a finish at that end of that race.
I missed it. I didn't get to see it.
Those guys were battling at the end of the race. With the win, Trevor Ward ended up with the Virginia Triple Crown. Brendan Queen was second, and
Again, didn't he finish second a couple years ago?
And Sellers was third.
Hmm.
In the top 10 for the race, Trevor Ward, Landon Huffman was second, Carson Quapple third, Sellers was fourth, Doug Barnes Jr., who'll be with us in a little while, was fifth, Mason Diaz sixth, Cade Brown seventh, Trent Barnes eighth, Justin Hicks ninth, and Brendan Queen was 10th. Down at Five Flag Speedway, they had their last races down there for the Blizzard Series, I think is what they call it. The Pro Late Model winner was Jackson Bone. The Late Model winner was Bubba Pollard. And the Modifieds of Mayhem, Cody Stickler got the win. I want to send a shout out to one of my friends, Keith Helton. He is the Tennessee state champion this year. I think he's the first one in a few years that wasn't named Crest Van Dyke.
Right.
So anyway, and like Scott said, want to wish Connor Hall, congratulate him on what he did. And Rayvon Clark was had the win engine in the winning car at Martinsville. So another one of those Rayvon Clark
and most of the guys that went from here, most of them made the race. I think pretty much everybody did. If I'm
I think
mistaken.
so, yeah.
And represented well. Thanks to those guys for going out and doing. I don't know up to 42. Did they make the race? I can't remember the kid's name. It was Travis's Wall's nephew. I can't remember if they made the race. The one they fell on the hood before they had to go out. And Mark Frank says, don't forget Portsmouth. Who knows this? Amy Knowles is giving away a $100 gift card from a free raffle this weekend at Langley Speedway. Going to be a great championship night.
And Aaron said that Horton and Justin Carroll did not make it.
Okay, Horton. Okay, Justin Carroll.
See, that's the reason why I want Aaron to be here. She was at Martinsville. She
wouldn't know.
Yeah, she could let us know.
She could have told you all this before you.
Yeah.
Before you.
We could have used her. We could have used her, but I'm gonna give her. You know.
You're gonna let her slide. This time?
I ain't gonna say nothing about this. She had something more important to do, so I'll let that go. So announcements that came out today. The number 17 Hendrick Motorsports Xfinity car.
Oh, Army, Navy. Just
anyway, the 17 Xfinity car from Hendrick Motorsports will have Boris Said in it this weekend. Excuse me, not this weekend, but he will be in it at the Roval. And then Rajah Caruth will be in it at Phoenix.
Which car?
The 17 Hendrick Motorsports Xfinity car. So Rajah's going to get a chance to.
Well, you know, I don't know what his. Hopefully, we'll see him at Charlotte, maybe. But you know, his team's going to Toyota. He doesn't have a ride next year.
No,
he has a contract with General Motors. He's under the GM banner, and I don't know that he. You know, I think he's under contract, so therefore, I think he is in the process of looking for a ride.
Yeah.
So hopefully that turns into a good thing, and because I know GM seems to be very high on Rajah. So we'll see what happens or where it goes.
The 8 car at Junior Motorsports has been filled now by Sammy Smith coming over from Joe Gibbs. Well, not Joe Gibbs, but coming up from Toyota. He's coming over, and he'll be taking over the 8 car. And with the 25 truck for Dega, Chandler Smith will be driving after they let Matt DiBenedetto. They released him last week, And I thought that was, that was
You
kind of
know,
weird.
There's got to be something with Matt, right? I mean, let's just call it what it is. Matt's been around a while. I'm really surprised he was really close there with Bob Lavina winning a race. They were running well in some second grade or maybe third grade equipment. Bristol, the one race that Denny ended up taking from him. Let's say taking from him, Denny won it. But we knew from inside information, but that he's not great with sponsors. And I think there's got to be a little bit more to it because it seems like these leaves are abrupt.
Well, I've heard a couple other things too about him and about how he deals with people and everything. So we'll see how that works. What that's going to mean for him for next year, because right now he's without a ride for next year. So, I mean, that's not even up in the air. So anyway, that's all the news. I see the legendary Chase Burrow on here. Let's go ahead.
He ain't old enough to be a legend yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been in everything. So let's get him over here and get him.
He does race everything. His mom's trying to get him in some more sprint car races.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Right. What's up, Chase? How you doing, man? Let me turn the volume up. You got us, Chase? Can you hear us? I don't think Chase is.
Chase, we can't hear you.
I don't think he. Can you hear us, Chase? Oh, I don't think he can hear us.
Turn your microphone on, Chase.
I think I heard him when he grabbed the thing, so I think his mic works, but
his mic works. Uh-oh.
Chase. Well, maybe he'll come back to us.
Chase.
Holly said no. Talk trash again, Jack. Yeah, we got
and
you,
then
Chase.
she comes barreling in the door. You hear us, Chase?
Not really. He got connection issues. Well, Mama says she's not ready for a sprint car. I know I threw that in there.
Hey, y'all got.
Oh. Yeah, we got you, but you left.
He's got the circle of death going on. He ain't got good internet up there. Well, Aaron, how was Martinsville?
It was good. It was crazy. We struggled a little bit, but it was intense.
I mean, in practice though, y'all had good speed in the car. It looked like.
Yeah.
I think were y'all 7th, 8th?
We were top 5 in speed, and then Chase will tell you. You'll have to ask Chase what happened during qualifying.
He ain't told Scott, did he?
In Chase's words, he said he choked.
Oh.
In the same spot both times.
But that's such a big event, man. That's a lot of pressure, especially somebody that's kind of new.
Well, it's only his second Martinsville.
Mm.
He went last year, qualified, broke the track record. Then McCarty broke the track record, and he qualified in the outside pole.
Mm.
Won his heat race and, finished 6th. So he was,
high expectations.
He was due to have a humbling Martinsville experience. And Friday night, his dad said it best. Martinsville is that track that will have you on top of the world, and then it will kick you below the waist. And
we got you now, Chase.
I got me.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh.
Well, you need to talk with your PR person because she ain't got you hooked up right. We ain't got nothing here.
Let me make
Can
sure.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Barely. Can you hear us?
Yeah, our mic's working. You.
He ain't looking at us when I talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there we go. We got you now. Talk a little more so we can make sure we got everything.
Can you hear us? He can't hear us.
Y'all good?
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
This is getting to be funny here.
Right, right. Can you hear us?
You need to get on your PR person, because I'm gonna tell you what.
Eddie Clark said dial up.
Might have to do that.
You want me to FaceTime him?
What's he doing?
That was
Oh,
one of the Martinsville fights. We
Oh,
were showing stuff to like real.
well, hold on a minute, Chase. We're gonna get this thing straight
maybe,
there.
maybe we'll just call him, maybe.
We'll leave your picture on there, but we can't do that because we call him in.
What?
I don't have his number. That's one thing.
Here you go.
Oh, we got it.
Here, let me. Hey, we're just gonna do a call in, so hold on, I'll put you on speaker. All right, there you go.
Hello, Chase.
Hey, y'all got me now.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna keep your picture right there because
let's
at
put it
least
over
we
here
get to
close to
see
the-
you. So tell us about Martinsville. How did things go? And I want to know something. Before we get started.
All right.
The word is you choked at the start of the qualifying. So tell me about that. I ain't gonna tell you who told me that.
I definitely choked. It won't just start either. It was all the way through.
Now, what did you do? You didn't pull a Scott Allen and hit the wrong pedal or something, did you?
No. I got on the brake a little too hard and locked the left front up in turn one, which killed it. So it started us deep in the heat and but I guess.
Well, I mean, you gotta do something sometimes, and it just didn't work that time. So you're good. So tell us about the season you're having so far, man. I mean, the Cars Tour, and you drove you've been driving a modified. You've been doing the sprint car, and I understand your mom really wants you to be back in the sprint car, and so I think that's.
It's been a rough one for sure on the tour side. It's just bad luck, stuff breaking, stuff. It's just stuff like this just set us back to the tour side. But on the modified side, we've been doing pretty good. And just anything I get in, we try and do the best we can.
Do you turn anything down?
I try not to.
Because I see you in everything, which is kind of fun. And I mean, you've been, how many different cars have you been in this year? 4 or 5?
Yeah, probably about 5 or 6. But it's all seat time, so.
All right. Do you have a preference that you like better than all of them?
The sprint car was pretty cool. That was awesome. The lake all the time, modified like I'm in a good amount. Just something different, here and there that makes things a little bit funner, but more fun. Same thing. But the sprint car was definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounded more funner to me too. So.
So what's the rest of the season look like for you? Got anything the rest of the season?
Yeah, we're gonna run the rest of the tour, and then we're gonna run some modified. The rest of that, the Blues Air race, and the classic down there at Kenley. We're probably gonna run the late model, modified. I'm not sure yet. Road course stuff here and there maybe. But other than that, yeah, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing.
Well, that's pretty cool that you got. I mean, where's the road course you're going to race up at Dominion?
There's a race at Dominion, and I think it's GRIER, maybe. I don't know. I gotta talk to the guy that owns that, but I think we're going the Dominion one. I think we might do that. So we'll see.
Well, whose car is that? Is that somebody else's car? That's his road course car. So yeah. So that's the one I ran in
Kershaw last year, I think it was. But
So how did Martinsville turn out in your eyes?
I mean, it was going all right. That I choked in qualifying. We were good in like practice all day Friday. We're really good. And of course, I choked in qualifying. The heat, we made the show. So, that was a plus. Started the race. Wasn't bad. It was a little tight. And the halfway break, when we fired back off, we got tighter, which we put tires on. So, it's what it is. And then a hub bearing broke. So, that ended our night. But we were running in the top 20 most of the night. Just had something break.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like looking at the speed chart on Friday, that you were in the top 5 or so. I mean, that it was good speed. I don't know how long run speed you had, but it seemed like you had good speed in the car.
Yeah, we had some really good speed. Long run and short run speed, and just that's it up to me. And I let them down for sure.
Was the setup much different than what you took last year?
Started out the same. We tweaked from there, but we started about the same. So.
Yeah, I would have probably did that too. As good as the thing was last year, I would have said you put it back exactly like it was.
We tried. So.
Didn't work out that way, huh?
On my side, no.
Now, answer me a question. There was a thing I saw today on Facebook, and it said something about it was being very complimentary of people like you, and it said something about this is the brother I never wanted. Where did that come from?
That's not rough, ain't it? It's love. I mean, she picks them and makes me do certain things, and
Yeah, okay.
Like having another mom around, huh?
I mean, it's all. I mean, it's all.
He did get Bojangles this year. So last year we went down to Martinsville on Friday, and qualifying was delayed and going, and we were like 10 minutes out, and he had qualified on the pole, and we were waiting, and he was hungry, and he was like, "Please stop and get me Bojangles." Well, I was so excited that he qualified on the front row that I drove right past Bojangles. So I'm walking in, and he's all excited to see me and hugs me, and
like,
he
where's my
realizes that my hands are empty. He wasn't excited anymore. So he joked with me on Friday. He was like, "You gonna go get me Bojangles after practice?" And I was like, "I will." So as soon as they got done with practice, I left the track and I went and got him Bojangles, and I brought him Bojangles.
Wow. Must be nice to be able to just tell your PR person, go get me something to eat.
I probably should take off Bojangles last year.
Maybe you need to go get Bojangles as a sponsor. I mean, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
All right, Chase. Well, we're gonna let you go. We're having a little connection issue here, but we're gonna let you go, man. Good luck. Good luck the rest of the way. Your next race is where on the Cars Tour?
South Boston for the tour.
Okay, South Boston.
South Boston for the tour, and then Langley. So you're gonna be here this weekend.
I'll make an appearance. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure your PR girl puts it out that you're gonna be here this weekend.
His mama does his stuff for the modified, so I won't make that announcement.
Oh, okay. Well, tell your mom, huh?
Late decision, but
Well, tell your mom that we're gonna help get you back in that sprint car. So we'll see how things are going. All right. All right, dude. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.
See you, buddy. Too funny. He's a good kid.
Well, I saw that. I saw that day where you put on to the brother. I wish I never
The
wanted.
little brother I never wanted.
I know. I still remember him as a little kid running the arena cars and did really well in the arena cars when he first got into adult class.
I had a memory pop up from the Martinsville 2 years ago.
Oh,
Look how
I know.
shaggy and little he was.
I know it's crazy. Well, they're in that age where they change so much in a year or
Like
two.
a old man.
all right, let's go ahead and get Air Doug on here.
What's up, Doug? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. Did you put air on there from that jump? Because
I did, yeah.
Were you wearing Jordans?
I was not.
I mean, that was a pretty good jump, but
Well, look, tell me a little bit about Martinsville, and you had a good run there at Martinsville.
Yeah, we were really strong. I was actually, I mean, we've been off the previous couple weeks I've been racing, so I was surprised that we were as good as we actually were. Yeah. And we also struggled in Friday practice. Well, I wouldn't even say we struggled, to be honest. We just kept, your mock run's so important because you're just practicing for qualifying, because you got to make the race, that everybody's trying to do it. So you constantly have people pulling in and off the track. And every single time I went to do my mock run, I had at least some sort of, mess up, somebody in the center of the corner or catching somebody on exit, just little stuff that screws you up a tenth of a second. But in a field of 90 cars, that's 10 positions. So that was frustrating, but I knew we would be fast when it came down to the qualifying, and we surely were.
And Doug, you go to a lot of different places to race during the course of the year. Does that help when you go to other places and race and get some seat time at different places?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Just I'd just say racing in general, anything. It always helps, and it contributes to you just getting better everywhere. So, I mean, we've had the best of everything pretty much. We ran some Dominion, some South Boston, so that's your high grip, high bank tracks, and then you go to tracks like Florence and Hickory where they have no grip, and so we learned how to drive the hell out of the car, and then we learned how to conserve some tire, and you need a little bit of both for Martinsville, but I don't know, Martinsville is just a different breed. Like, you have to bring like a new mentality, almost like what I was talking about, with the mock runs. Like, you don't ever go to another track and you do nothing but practice your qualifying all day. You're usually working on your race runs. You want to be good for the race, but making the race in Martinsville is not a guarantee, like, you got to be on top of your qualifying stuff, and then you can start tweaking from there. So it's a different breed, but racing everywhere else definitely helped me stay sharp.
I want to ask on the qualifying part of it. And I talked to a couple of people over the weekend, and there's a few people that alluded that they wish they would bring back and like lock in the top 20 or something. And you just had to, the few couple races to try to make the last few cars in the race. Would you rather see that, or do you like this qualifying or the heat races for the whole field?
See, I'm mixed, but based off the way that I've qualified the past 2 years, I probably would prefer that they locked people in. But it just adds so much stress to it, because like I qualified, I think like 5th or 6th, so I was gonna be starting second in my heat race, which is good, but you still have the strain. It's like, last year I qualified 6th last year too. I started second in my heat race. I got black flagged on the very first lap, and so that happiness I had the night before of qualifying good went out the window because I still wasn't locked into the race. So if I qualified good, I'm like, yeah, man, I wish they would just lock in the top 20. But also the year before I qualified 29th. 2 years ago I qualified 29th, and I was really glad they didn't lock anybody in, because I just wanted to get after it. It adds to the stress, and I really don't know. I don't know. I think it makes it interesting that nobody gets locked in.
Well, it confuses me a little bit if they don't lock people in. You qualify like you got
row locked in.
No, the front row had to run the heat races too.
I know they got to run the heat race, but ain't they guaranteed the spot in nothing? Or maybe
2 years ago, the front row locked in, and they didn't even have to run the first year I ever did it, 2021. The top 2 locked in, and they didn't have to run the heat races, but everybody's got to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, what's the benefit of being number one in qualifying if you have to get out there and run a qualifying race, and then you tear your race car up? Then you really didn't gain anything, and that's just my opinion.
I don't know. Does running the qualifying race? I'm sure it does, but does that help you setup wise to maybe make that last bit of change before the race?
Well, we have a good idea of what we're doing before we get to that point, because you get a work session in the morning before the heat races start. But yeah, I mean, technically that's really your first like race run, because not too many people are going out there and running like 10 laps at a time on Friday practice. Like, at least we didn't. Like, we'd go out there for 3 or 4 laps and we just kept trying to improve our lap time, So that's your first feel of what the car is going to do deep into a run, if you even call 25 laps deep into a run, because you just don't get that practice. So it's useful, and I don't know, I think it's useful. It's still stressful though.
Sure. Yeah. Although Sean says that they pay $5,000 for the fastest qualifier.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Well, I guess that would make it. That would make
Got to buy the tires for the weekend.
So that would do it. Doug, you race around all these other places. Where is your favorite place that you like to go to race the most?
I would say Florence right now. Florence is a really fun track for me.
It's such a neat place, right? It's just interesting. You got the wall on the inside. You got hardly no wall on the outside.
There ain't no wall on the outside.
Well, there is on the front stretch, but that's about it. I mean, it's an interesting place. But it's kind of funny. As rough as the place is, I don't think it's that hard on tires, is it?
Oh, it's extremely hard on tires. Yeah, I'd say the worst tracks I race at for tires would be that and Myrtle Beach Speedway. Myrtle Beach Speedway isn't around anymore, so now it's just Florence.
Well, I mean, the asphalt at Florence is, I don't think they've repaved it. I mean, it's got to be 20 years old. I mean,
so how many races have you won this year? I mean, I know of a few. I keep up with you a little bit to see what you're up to, but how many races have you won this year?
I think 8. 8, yeah. Actually, 8. I just counted the trophies sitting right next to me.
On a few different racetracks, right?
What's that?
On a few different racetracks.
Yeah, we've won at 4 different racetracks this year.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. To it's not like you just did well at one racetrack; you did well at several racetracks.
Yeah, prior to this year, I'd never even won at a different. Well, I mean, I won at Carteret last year, and then I got disqualified. But that was close as I came to winning at a different racetrack outside of Dominion. And then this year, we've always been close, so we really turned our program up this year, and we came out the gates firing.
So what's been the difference this year?
Well, we had a lot of close calls last year. Like, we had a lot of really strong runs that just didn't pan out in wins. So we were always close. It's not like we just, we're a 10th place car and then we turned it up to being a winning car this year. So I had a lot of, I just came into this year with a different mentality on top of it. And I was like, I almost just would not be denied. That's like, yeah, I would do whatever it takes. I was in the gym more. As a driver, I never took an off season. Like, I raced the legend cars instead of taking 3 months off like most people did. I wanted to stay in the seat and stay hot. And obviously it worked. We came out and won the first 3 races of the year. And I think our equipment has improved a lot too. We have not cut any corners this year.
Now, who all helps you with the car?
Chase Pistone mostly.
Okay.
I hadn't heard. I've heard that name, but I hadn't heard his name in a while. I didn't know he was working with you.
Yeah, we've been working together for probably 7 years or so.
Oh, okay. How do you make a decision to which racetracks you're going to go to race? I mean, you won at Florence, and you like Florence, and I know you've been to other tracks. How do you make that decision? Do you look at something special when you're going to set your schedule and say, well, I think I'm going to run this race here because I have a shot, or something like that?
Well, I like to think that we have a shot at every single track that we go to, which is why I love late model racing, because I could go run the trucks or whatever and I wouldn't have a chance to win any races. But at the division I'm at now, I have a chance to win every single race. But basically, I didn't even have a schedule. Like, initially I was going to run for the Dominion Championship and then do the big races that are coming up now. But once we committed to the national deal, it's pretty much just contacting track promoters Monday through Wednesday. And whoever sounded like they're going to have the most cars is where I went. I was just chasing the car count.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good. That's a good thing to do. Now, give your sponsors a little shout out there, and then tell us who all sponsors your car.
Well, it's me and my parents. So Barnes Faven and then Air Doug on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Now your YouTube channel is you do pretty well with that, and I did like that you and why am I drawing a blank? Kind of rehashed your Air Doug attempt there.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. I raced with Tyler in arena racing, but I thought it was pretty neat to do, and it was a good conversation, and you seem to have made light or turn those negatives into positive, which I think is sometimes hard to do. I think you have a good personality to do it, and I think you've done a really good job of that kind of stuff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Me and Tyler have always been, I take our relationship and I apply it to every other driver that I know now, because me and Tyler, we would race hard and we'd run into each other and we'd get mad and we'd fight and do whatever throughout the season. And then we'd, talk like friends during the off season. And I think that's how a lot of people are in the racing industry. And we'd all be the best of friends if competition wasn't involved, but obviously it is. So there's going to be some hurt feelings from time to time, but it is pretty cool now that we can joke about it and look back on it and have a good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, we've all had those,
those moments.
Yeah. I've definitely had mine. You can ask Tyler. I went backwards in arena racing and creamed the points leader so he wouldn't win the championship.
You went backwards?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's got something really to be proud of on that deal.
That wasn't one of my prouder moments, but all I could see was red at the moment.
That's like a NASCAR video. I've never heard of somebody doing that in real life.
That was a
as Ricky Dennis
moment.
said, Ray Charles could see what I was doing.
I bet when you're going backwards.
when he spun around and went backwards on the track and met the guy head on, yeah. Everybody in the ballpark knew what was going on then.
I got my point across. He didn't win.
There had to be something after that, right? Like a fight?
It was a pretty big deal. I mean, yeah, we had police escorts everywhere. I mean, it was
I would assume, yeah.
It was a big deal. But I didn't get fined or I didn't even get in any trouble.
It was the last race of the season, and he didn't get fined. He didn't get anything for it. I mean,
But it wasn't my proudest moment. Like, afterwards, I was like, that was. But I mean, all I could see was red in the moment.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever had an incident where I'm like, man, I'm gonna make a right-hand turn out of pit road and just drive at them.
Well, no, what happened is, so he flipped me over earlier in the season, and he was an asshole about it. It's what it was. So I kept telling him, I said, I don't, your number's gonna come up. You're gonna be in front of me, and I'm gonna flip you over. Well, just so happened the last race of the season, he started in front of me, and when we went into the one, I didn't lift. I flipped him over. Well, then I was running third. He chased me down and then spun me, and then when he spun me, I was backwards, and I just floored it, and all I could see was red, and then I creamed him. Ask Ryan Burroughs. He was like, "Man, you brought back old school racing." he met crazy when he got down turn 3 and 4.
He plowed him head on, and then just got out of the car and walked off. I mean, and then insanity ensued after that point.
Yeah,
I bet. Yeah, this would have been a YouTube video.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to lose, so you can mess me with me if you want to, but I have nothing to lose.
So what's the rest of your season look like there, Doug? What are you going to be doing the rest of the year?
I got no idea. Honestly, I was kind of debating on calling it quits after Martinsville, but I just feel like I almost have an obligation to keep racing just because of YouTube. Because I really don't, I don't have sponsors that make me do anything. I basically just do what I want. But my YouTube stuff is partially a big thing that keeps me going, and it's doing really well. So I don't want to, hinder that and stop racing for a couple months. So, I mean, maybe some car store stuff coming up. I know I'll definitely do the South Carolina 400, potentially the Fall Brawl at Hickory. I'll probably do the Thanksgiving Classic, and yeah, I wish Carteret didn't screw me the way they did last year. I'd like to run that race too, but I don't know.
Well,
Well, Doug, we appreciate your time tonight, man. Thanks for being with us. And
Yeah, look, don't get. I'm not gonna give you mouth to mouth.
I ain't gonna die either.
You will if you need mouth to mouth.
Anyway, hope to see you around soon, and we'll run into you again real quick and see how things are going.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
You
All right,
too.
see you,
Thanks a
Doug.
lot.
See you, buddy.
See you now.
Doug does have a good, the channel and he does make light of, some bad situations and and I think you have to have a tough skin and a great personality, a good personality to, because I'm sure, just like me, probably looking back, you would probably change what you did, but that's part of learning. And
well, that night he did that up there at Dominion when he
and then jumped through the car. And I don't think it would have been nearly as bad if Tyler hadn't been knocked out. And I'm sure that Doug, if he'd have knew that at the time, he would have had a much different approach, obviously, because nobody wants anybody to get hurt.
Yeah, well, true.
I mean, and that kind of ended Tyler's career.
All right, let's see. We got the singer coming on now. Let's get him on here.
What's up, Joey? How you doing, man?
Hey, how are y'all?
Oh, we're doing good, man.
All right, now give me some information here. What's going on?
I thought you were going to ask for a sample of singing.
we might do that in a few minutes. But,
Okay. Well, so I'm doing a concert October 21st at Southampton Motor Speedway. As y'all know, and I'm sure many other people know, that the Speedway just opened back up, and I would be the first actual big concert in Southampton that isn't like a fair or a festival or some type of event. So recently I got a record label down in Nashville, and we're doing this concert to kind of help raise the money for me to go down to Nashville and release an album with the record company. So, I mean, we have some big things planned, and it's going to be pretty big. So
where do you live at now, Joey?
So I'm actually in Southampton. I live in Southampton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Now, see, I didn't even know that.
You don't even know this guy, Jack?
I don't know it.
This is your area, man.
I live in Cortland, so I mean.
Really, I live right on the edge of Emporia. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you're up on the other end. You're still.
Yeah, I'm on the other end. Yeah.
But I mean, how did you get with Chris to get this started?
So I actually, once the whole thing with Nashville actually started, I was looking for sponsors and still actually am. So I was freaking out, and someone was like, well, the Speedway just opened up. Why don't you ask them to be a sponsor? I was like, dude, that's a great idea. So I messaged them on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I would love for y'all to be a sponsor, and explain the whole situation with Nashville and trying to get sponsors to help me go down there and possibly do a concert down in my hometown. Well, he was like, Chris and them were totally on board. They were so excited. And I've met them, went to a couple races just so they knew that I was legit and everything. And I texted Chris and I was like, dude, I'm looking for a place to do a concert and no one's gotten back to me. I was like, do you care if we do it at the Speedway? And he was like, dude, he's like, you got to do it at the Speedway. He's like, this is huge. So I'm doing it at the Speedway, and we're excited to do it at the Speedway. Chris and them.
How long has this been in the works?
So this has been in the works since July.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't say too long, but I mean, with practicing and everything, me and my band and Chad Sire, and we put over 100 hours of practicing into this. So Oliver Anthony might be there. I don't want to say he is, but me and him have kind of been talking. So he's going to check his schedule and see if he can make it. So I've been talking to Chase Payne. Like I said, Chris and them, they've been so helpful throughout everything that we've needed. and especially with like a sponsorship, because honestly, without Chris and them, this would not be happening. So
Yeah. Well, it'd be cool if you could get Oliver Anthony, because he's so big right now, right? He's so popular.
yeah,
Be a
he's
huge
great.
draw.
It would be so cool. It would be awesome.
Well, I mean, tell us a little bit how you got started
That's what I was
in the
going.
music business. I mean,
So I've been singing literally since I came out of my mom. That's what everyone tells me. I've sung all my life. When we moved down to Southampton in 2013, I actually started singing at Southampton County Fair. And there I've not learned, but kind of picked up some things. And then I started helping volunteering with the fairs and around here. So then I picked up like how to be confident on the stage. And then eventually I moved up to the talent shows, to doing the pageant intermissions and everything that the fair needs. And then I actually opened up for Granger Smith and Jody Piles when they came down to the fair a couple years ago, and they were kicking everyone off their tour buses and trying to get me to go on tour with them. So I guess that's really when, well, I wouldn't say that's really when I wanted to like become a singer, but that's one of the reasons that I've worked so hard to become a singer, because, well, it's just been my dream. So
yeah, once you said something about the county fair, it kind of hit me then that I know who this guy is.
yeah.
I mean, you look familiar, but I didn't know who you were, and I didn't know you were from Southampton.
How old are you, Joey?
So I'm 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So been singing for 18 years.
So you graduated high school, right?
No, so as of right now, I'm actually on Liberty University online trying to finish my high school degree. So I'll graduate with Liberty.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like it a lot.
So, what other things have you got planned in the future as far as what you got going on?
So, really, I just want to say I want to play it by ear, because I mean it's so, I don't want to say weird, but it's like a place where you don't really know what's going to happen in the future, and so on and so forth. But honestly, I could really see myself getting bigger in the music industry, and hopefully selling out arenas one day. I mean,
Right.
who knows? But
Robbie's got a good thing here for the concert. Jack, you could do some ride-alongs around Southampton.
yeah.
Robbie Parker's still on drugs. Anyway.
So what kind of music, and have you got songs already to record, or what you got?
So yeah, I actually I do country and gospel.
Okay.
And I write my own songs, and yeah, we have a whole album ready to record. Just literally going down to Nashville and putting the music to it and getting in the recording studio.
We're losing you, Joey.
Oh, hold on.
Like the signal, it looks like we mostly got you back now.
Yeah, I think we got you both.
Okay.
Who's been your biggest influence?
Definitely Ashley McBride. Ashley McBride all the way.
Now, being from Southampton, well, you're not originally from Southampton, but being in the Southampton County area and being part of the county fairs, I know you've gotten with Cecil Edwards and talked to him some too, haven't you?
Yes, definitely. Cecil has also been a huge influence in my life. That he's known me since I was 10. So,
well, it'd really be cool. I mean, you got this thing planned at Southampton, but it'd be cool to get, have Cecil come. Maybe he could do something, and gosh, I can't think of the guy's name that plays guitar with him.
Mark Edwards.
have them, have them out there with. I mean, that would be a cool thing to have some of you guys from Southampton also. Get a bunch of you out there.
Yeah, so most of my band actually is from Southampton. So,
well, what's the name of your band and who all is in it?
So we have the Gamblers. That's the name of the band. They named themselves. But I was like, go for it. But we have Brandon Edwards. We have Alex. I'm not really sure his last name because I know him as Alex. And then we have Zach. Alex and Zach are from Richmond, like the Richmond area. But then we also have Chad Sire, which he's from Southampton, but he's going to be my opening act. So I'm still trying to get him to play with us. So hopefully we'll see how that one goes too. So we're a small band, but we're still growing and gradually getting bigger.
So is this promoting the band or is this to promote you?
Honestly, I would say both.
Okay.
I would say both. I mean, I would not be where I'm at without a band, right? So, it's definitely promoting both of us.
So how many hours a day or a week do y'all get together and practice and prepare for this?
So I try to at least text everyone, and we're sending videos and everything all throughout the day. So I know me and my band have put over 100 hours into this. And I mean, I'm sure Chad's put a lot of time in it too. And well, we have Miss Franklin Southampton County Fair coming, so she don't gotta do anything but just stand there and look pretty. But
okay, all right, now we're gonna start that now. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we've all put a lot of time into this, a lot of time, and we're all so excited to actually bring it to Southampton.
I think it's a big deal because it's been years, and I'm sitting here trying to remember back when I was at Southampton
before he was born.
Yeah, that was a long time before you were born, probably. Yeah, but I don't remember them having very many concerts, if any, back in those days. So huh?
Yeah. So the research that I've done is all the concerts that have been in Southampton have either been at the fair or Isle of Wight Fair,
right,
or like different bars. So I would actually be the first concert not to be associated with any of that.
Yeah,
which is cool to think about.
And you were
the first and only one at the racetrack.
Yeah, the first and for all those years that that
we 20-year history or 30-year history or whatever. Even though it was closed for a while, but
yeah, it's closed for a while. But when we were racing out there, and I don't remember ever having a concert. So you're probably the first one ever.
Yeah, I actually think I am the first one ever. I think I remember Chris telling me about that. So Chris and the whole raceway are freaking thrilled. I mean, I want to say we're all at the edge of our seats almost, because it's such a big deal, but it's also like a hit or miss, I guess.
Yeah. Well, those guys are working hard out there to bring Southampton Speedway back.
Yeah, they are.
And doing some stuff out there. I think this is a big thing for them to have you come out there and do your show out there and help you out. And it's big for them also, because it's part of what they're trying to gain at Southampton Speedway. So I think that's really big. So, all right, give us all the information one more time before we get off the air, so we'll be able to, put it down.
It's going to be at Southampton Motor Speedway. The gates open at 5 o'clock. The concert ends at 11. We're going to have Mama Rue's Italian Kitchen and the Lighthouse Project out there for food vendors. We're going to be doing meet and greets. Great show. I mean, like I said, we put hours into this. So the concert starts at, I believe Chad goes on at 7:30. So all of the tickets, you can either get your tickets at the gate or online with Southampton Motor Speedway, or on their Facebook actually too. So yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna try to come out there and see this when it goes on because I want to be there. So
You better be VIP.
I bet that's what I was getting ready to tell you. I better be a VIP coming there.
All right.
You get, and I'm gonna get with Chris too because I'm gonna tell him.
And if he tells you how good he ran there when he was racing there, it's all a lie.
Oh, really?
Listen, Joey. Me and you are going. We're from Southampton. We got to stay tight now.
Yeah, we do.
Lynn O'Neill says he's pretty sure Molly Hatchet played in Southampton in the 90s.
I'm not sure about that. That may be true, but I don't remember that.
Lynn wouldn't give. Lynn, we need to get you on sometime to kind of talk about the South Side thing.
Yeah.
To see how that's going and where things are at and that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, Joey, I hope everything turns out good. Don't forget, I need my VIP pass and everything, so I can come see you.
All right, I'll send you a message with them.
Okay, because I'll probably bring my wife out there with me, so I want to come out there and I'm gonna even talk to Chris and see if I can come out there and MC the show. Just come out there and
You can talk to me. Of course, you can come MC the show.
Huh?
Of course, you can come MC the show. We'd love to have you.
He wouldn't be able to get back in the car. His head be so big. I know.
I really want to, I really, to be honest, I'm really trying everything I can do to help get this place going good, and helping you and helping the racetrack and everything. I would love to be a part of it. That's the reason why I said that. But
definitely, we can make that work.
Okay.
It means a lot to me. That's for sure.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit Chris too and tell him.
That way, at least you could work for your VIP pass.
Yeah, I'll work for my VIP pass. I want to go to the meet and greets and meet the people and everything. He may be a star, big time star coming up.
Maybe you can bring some hero cards and you can sign some stuff too while you're out there.
All right. Hey, that's an idea.
That is an idea. We definitely got to get that.
We have
to make that happen.
We have some cards of our show. I think that would be a great thing. Me come out there and do that. Me and Chris are gonna have a talk, and I'll get back with you real soon.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate you spending some time with us, and
good luck, man.
Yeah, and
all right, thank y'all so much.
And hopefully I'll see you when we come out there. I hope I'll see you out there.
Yeah. Don't act like you don't know him when he gets there.
Yeah, don't act like that, because if you act like that, I ain't gonna be happy with you.
All right.
I'm gonna tell everybody you ain't really from Southampton. You need to do something with you. And you act like you know me when I get there.
Okay, I will.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
Good luck, man.
It. All right. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Keith, you're a little late.
But Lynn something about the Molly Hatchet being I don't remember that.
I don't remember any concerts being there, but Lynn is pretty knowledgeable.
Well, I mean, he probably knows more about it than I would, but
so he's probably right. But I would love to get Lynn O'Neill on to kind of talk about some updates. I'm not sure people. I mean, I guess they kind of know, but they don't know everything, and it's easier.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on up there with that right now.
I love the Denny Hamlin. At least it does put a spotlight on Southside. I don't think he has any intentions on. I think Denny's not a dumb business person. I think if you give Denny something for him to be a little piece of it, I think that's how he would get involved. Denny's not taking any money out of his own pocket to get into Southampton or get into Southside Speedway, because he had already done it. It had been done, right? So,
well, this thing with this thing, let's go back to the thing at Southampton. It's going to be Joey's going to be there. I think it's going to be a big deal because
is that all that's going to happen? Is just going to be a concert, or is it?
Ain't no racing going on that weekend.
Is that a Thursday? Is it a weekend?
It's a weekend, I thought.
Okay.
But I mean, that'd be cool to have, and him being a Southampton boy. That was.
Is that a Sunday? Is that Sunday? You said the 21st.
I think so.
I'm trying to remember when I come back. I found his page.
So.
Yeah. No, that's a Saturday.
Anyway.
I come back on the 22nd.
Anyway, that's our show for tonight. We appreciate everybody being here. I want to thank Chase Burrow, even though we had some connection problems with him. Want to thank Doug Barnes Jr. Thank you for being with us tonight. And Joey Sickleton,
Oh, is that how you pronounce? I started to ask.
well, I'm reading what it says on the bottom down here.
You know me, I won't go murder his name in front of me.
Well,
It wouldn't be the first
hey,
time.
look, I'm still bugging trying to get the MC job out there. You know what I mean? I'm still working on that.
I'm sure Sherry will love it.
Oh, if I could, I'm gonna talk to Chris, and I've already got Joey on my side here. So I'm gonna talk to Chris. I'm gonna tell him, look, got to do this, and my wife will have a fit.
I kind of love to see the look on her face when you're on the cruise ship and somebody's like, "Oh, do you do that show? I love your show."
Well, all you hear her say is, "Oh shit," and he walks off. Anyway, all right.
The only thing they're good at is running their mouth.
Hey, well, it works out for us somewhere along the line, don't it? So anyway, all right. Please like and share our shows. Please keep in mind that Joey Sickleton has a show coming up at Southampton Motor Speedway. I'm
Jack
gonna
possibly MC.
I'm gonna hype it up big time. I'm gonna hype it up because I'm gonna get me a VIP pass.
So 3 more people will show up. Joey's tired.
I guarantee if I get involved, there's gonna be more than 3 people showing up.
But you got Jack, his wife, and who else you gonna bring? That's 2.
You know, I didn't really want to come back to this being harassed like this. I'm just glad Parker ain't here tonight.
I see where he said last week's show was better.
Yeah, okay. That's what he wants to think.
And I'm going to remind you, I meant to say this in the beginning, our Miles of Seamless Gutter potential sponsorship for next year. Come on, let's post some videos. Let's get it going and submit your names or let's get going on it and because I'm really excited to give it away. Like $1,500 per driver, a full custom suit the way you want it. I mean, man, I'd have died for something like this when I first started racing.
It's huge, and we appreciate Black Acid getting involved with it.
Absolutely.
And we think, of course, we glad Miles is involved in it. But I mean, this, it would help a lot of race teams to have $1,500 and not have to buy a race suit. That's another $700-800?
Well, for a full custom suit, probably more than that. But yeah, it depends. It depends. But something along those lines. But I mean, I think every driver, I know when I first started racing, man, you see all these cup drivers with these custom suits. Like, man, I would love to have one of those custom type suits. You know, I would think that's like a driver's kind of dream, that they don't want to spend any money on it because it doesn't make the race car faster. This one's going to be free.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. So we'll see you all again.
So Sean, make a video, submit it.
Yeah. Sean Skull will go ahead and do that. So anyway, all right, we'll see you next week, and until then.
Thanks, guys.